every team will travel, I'm sure, from the Northern Hemisphere to the Southern Hemisphere this summer without certain players, and we're no different. But what it does do is allow us to view these players up close for the next 3 weeks, especially ones we're not as familiar with, and players who've stood up, in particular in the Pro 12 in our domestic competition throughout this year have been given opportunities, and for me that's great. It builds some depth. They can lay a marker down for those guys that aren't here, and that's always a challenge for when we return back to the Northern Hemisphere for next season. So for me, it's great. We build some depth, looking ahead to 2019, and we find out a lot about players in a really intense environment against one of the best sides in the world. I think that's no different in any test match, but in particular, we would have more experience in the forward pack at the moment than maybe the back line, but that challenge for us to give quality front football to our backs, is something that we're fully aware of, and it's a challenge that we know is going to be really difficult to do and countered by a strong South African forward pack. So yeah, it's important that we try and give a platform to players who have come in, and some of those exciting young, maybe a little bit inexperienced backs, and maybe what we've had in the past, but there's still some quality and experience there to choose from as well. So I think that forward platform is no different whether you've got a very experienced backline or not. We know how important the battle with the scrum and the line out, in particular the maul, is going to be, and whenever we play South Africa, we know the lads know they've been in a game, and it can be an arm wrestle at times, and it's important that we stay focused and stay process driven, that we get the most out of our opportunities when they arise, but also we try and negate the strengths, which there are many of the South African eight. Yeah, that's all part of the build-up. I think part of the process of building yourself up. Mentally, you've got to be in a really good place, and you've got to embrace the atmosphere. You've got to embrace the conditions, embrace the fact that this is a rugby-mad country, and I think Newlands in particular is a great start for us, because it is such an amazing atmosphere, and you can either let that become an issue and feel like it's hostile, or you can actually grow and feel like you want to go and challenge what the Springboks are going to bring to us in their home ground. And I think if we have that mindset, and we're a collective, and we do that together, then it makes our job far easier playing against the Springboks in their backyard in Newlands.